Hello, and welcome to the first installment of Let's Break It Down. I'm the author, Alexandra Graham, and in a moment I will better explain how emotional appeals, specifically sadness, work within advertising. Emotions can be used collectively or individually, depending on the influence that is needed. Here, we're going to discuss the impact of sadness. What is sadness to an advertiser? Sadness is a tricky appeal due to the high stakes for making people feel uncomfortable. This feeling could leave the viewer to zone out or even change what they're looking at. In the past few years, as brands have recognized the popularity of emotional content, more and more companies have focused on creating inspirational and moving ads. Ad-induced tears flowed across the land, and even die-hard cynics started admitting to welling up over commercials. And these weren't just your public service announcements carefully crafted to emotionally manipulate you into actions on issues that were already emotional powder cakes. These were spots for shampoos, internet services, banks, soft drinks, retailers, peanut butter, or even beer. They were moving and all scored the piano chord of emotion. Pretty soon, the promise of a good cry became an engine of social sharing. So, what's going on? Never in our collective memory have there been a time in which ads, whose purpose is to make people positively inclined toward a brand and ultimately to sell products, have left us with feeling all the emotions. Was it just us? Were we going soft? Is there something bigger at play? If you look at the current state of media, there's more value placed on meaningful content, inspirational stories that you just have to see or will change your world. And don't even ask what happens next because it will simply blow your mind or break your heart or take your breath away. The trend is most associated with Upworthy, the link creation site that's mastered the art of sniffing out and disseminating the most profound, real, life-changing, and ultimately share-worthy content online. The results are mixed. On the one hand, you can hardly fault a brand for wanting to forge deeper connections with people. It's certainly welcome over the hard sell in many cases. When the right chord is struck, it can foster a sense of goodwill. On the other hand, and in the wrong hands, indiscriminate dollops of wanton sentimentality can result in cloying, maudlin, or emotionally manipulative work that rolls eyes instead of warms hearts. So, how do we determine the fine line? It depends on the brand, their target market, and the message they are trying to perceive. ASPCA is known for their sad ads, and we're faced with the challenge that their ads are too sad and people will avoid them at all costs. Instead, they implemented this milder tone to bring the issue at light without making the viewer lose interest. Thank you for your time, and I hope this has explained better how sadness helps advertisers.